Okay, moving on. Just about Lucy. Obviously, we just spoke to Lucy. So, do you want to tell me about like your relationship and how that came about?
With Lucy, we used to. I had a good girl that used to box for GB, Ellie Scotland. We used to, it's very hard to get good sparring for girls at that sort of age and weight. And we've heard of Lucy, so we used to go around, and it was always a good hard spar. And we would probably go there once a week, and as I say, believe it or not, Lucy and Ellie were the first people to spar in this gym, which they've written on the wall. So it went from there. That's when we sort of met Lucy. Then we would talk every time we see her. I'd ask her how her career's going, and would follow her. And then one day we were sort of talking again, and she come down the gym. We done a sort of little bit of training, give advice, and from then on it's just clicked. And the good thing is we both got aims. We want to go both for a world title. I like the way she conducts herself. So far so good. And as I say, then we went Ghana together, and it's probably the best thing in boxing in terms that happened to us. We got a real good bonding, and I can see the passion. She wants to go the same way as me. So I really enjoy training her at the moment.
At the moment. So from your point of view, what was it like in Ghana as a coach and different surroundings? And
as a coach, it was very worrying, if I'm honest, because let's have it right, you're fighting an African girl in Africa, and we all know the decisions can go either way. When we got there, as I say, the place itself really enjoyed, liked, but the heat was unreal. And I didn't tell Lucy this, my concerns were very high, because we was going to a couple of gyms out there, and you could hardly breathe some nights. And I was trying to convince myself and Lucy, which I didn't really need to convince Lucy, she's quite strong in the head, that, oh, this is good, yeah, this is nice. And then fight night, honestly, was in a car park, it was boiling hot, I did actually think, what have I done? Then we had a little plan where we know she can't go out there and go mental because it was too hot. So we had a plan, what we worked on. Lucy stuck to it and made it an easy night's work, which once we both come out, I then told Lucy, what we just done? You don't believe what you've just done here. You beat an African girl in Ghana. It feels like it's 40 whatever in the car park, can hardly breathe. And it was sort of laughable after because we got away with it, but it was a risk, and it was a risk that paid off. But like I've been saying, it could have easily gone wrong because the heat was just madness to sort of take a Swedish girl to Ghana. Just doesn't make sense if you sort of put it on paper. But she delivered. I'm very proud of her.
And in regards to like the COVID out there, did that concern you at all?
It did, yes. Like the airports were crazy. The things you had to go through, like with your British Boxing Board licence to prove you're going there for that. When we was out there, I thought they were quite strict, as in everyone had masks on. You know the rules. They were quite educated on it, so it made us feel at ease. The hotel we stayed in they were on the ball as well. So we played the game with warm masks when we had to. We had the test, which they have to do for yourself, which is ruthless. That was the hardest part. When they done a COVID test, it felt like they were poking your eyes out, going through your nose. But as Lucy filmed, me having mine, which she liked. So it was good, hard, and as I say, you can talk about it because we come out successful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh well, you come away with a win, kind of thing. Would you consider going abroad again for Lucy for another 6, maybe?
See, I've got to be real, and let's not kid ourselves. It is about the money. So if the money's right for Lucy, it would have to be. If it was going to Ghana, I would say to Lucy, the money's got to be right. It's got to be for a title because it's so hard. But now Lucy's in that sort of position where, to be honest, if she's going abroad, it should be for a title. So. It's a case of with pro boxing. Let's not kid. It's not just a hobby; it's your living as well. So, I would go anywhere with any of my fighters as long as they're treated and getting what they deserve.
And how far away do you think Lucy is from fighting for a world title?
I think she could fight next week for a world title. I believe, and I've got a good relationship with her manager. We're knocking on the door. It's a brilliant division at featherweight at the moment for women. I think it's very exciting. I'll put Lucy in the mix with anyone, and the only reason I'm training her is because of her ambition to be a world champion, and that's what I want as a coach. So, Yeah, as I say, I would take it next week if it was offered. I believe she can win a world title.
Good stuff. Just a couple of final ones. In regards to COVID last year, when the government announced the lockdown, what was your first thoughts in regards to boxing and your gym and your fighters?
I was gutted because so many people, even myself, I depend on this place. If I'm away for a week, I'm feeling it. I'm not a sit down, watch EastEnders kind of person. Most boxers are not, and we've always got itchy feet. We're sort of wanting to get in the gym. So to notice the gym was going to be shut, it's horrible. This is our drug, which that's probably a bad term to use, but it is. We need this gym. You know, our conversations are generally always about boxing. That's what sort of people are. So to not have the gym, it's been horrible. Well, thankfully, when they opened it for the pros, we could do the pros. But even then, boxers need aims. It's like, you know, even now we can't give you a set date. It all depends on this show. You know, and I've lost so many boxers through it because they've got no aims. Boxers need aims, and they need to be in a gym.
Is that amateurs and pros?
Amateurs and pros. I had a brilliant young girl, Emily, which I'm still trying to convince back. She's been on lockdown, done nothing, put on a bit of weight, not as fit as she used to be. She's finding it hard to get herself going again. And this girl, I'm telling you now, I hate predicting, this girl I went as a potential Olympian. For the amount of fights she's had, 5 at her age, she's so above everyone else. And I'm now trying to convince her to get back in the gym. And it's due to COVID, where you're sitting there watching telly, not exercising, you know, it's hard.